So, as many of you know, I have actually been trying really hard to get better at Apex, and it's been a struggle. So for anyone who doesn't know, I've been playing Apex for a few seasons now, and I've been playing it very seriously, multiple times a week, trying to get better. I've got myself to Platinum, and now I'm just hard stuck Plat 4. So I've been trying to focus on what I can do to get better, to get to Diamond, so I can get a girlfriend, so I can get a Diamond. But it's been proven to be pretty difficult. So luckily, I actually had the opportunity to get a free coaching from a company called GamerSensei. Thank you to Corsair and Pipeline for the opportunity. And I figured I'd give you guys a review of my experience so you know, is it really worth the money to pay for coaching, or should you just keep watching video reviews on YouTube? Let's go ahead and talk about it. So what's going on? My name is Ivy Paula. I play a lot of FPS and battle royales and stuff like that. I stream it a lot on Twitch. If you guys want to come say hi, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday night, we stream around 8 o'clock p.m. EST. But let's get into this coaching website called GamerSensei. So for anyone who doesn't know, GamerSensei is a website where you can actually pay for either one-on-one training, assessment, or you can even do team skill training too. This also applies to a lot of different popular video games, anywhere from Apex to card games, you name it, they have coaches that can help you on there. They also offer more than just one coach too, which is pretty awesome. But before I dive too far into this, I do want to say I got this absolutely free, which is pretty awesome, as I mentioned before, thanks to Pipeline and Corsair through GamerSensei. But this is not a sponsored review. I was not told to review this. I was not told to say anything, that I couldn't say certain things. So this is just a genuine 100% my own opinion on what my experience was like going through GamerSensei for coaching. So this is 100% my honest opinion on what my experience was going for coaching and training through GamerSensei. So for anyone who doesn't know, GamerSensei has been around for a while. I believe 2015. I'm gonna have to fact check myself, but they were recently acquired by Corsair a little bit later on, and now they offer one-on-one trainings. Like I said, from any game, from card games to FPSs, you name it. So I wanna break down this experience to how easy was it to sign up and what was that process like? How was my experience actually being coached and also with the coach that I actually had? And then what's my overall thought? Would I actually go back for more? And would I recommend you guys to actually get this or not? So booking a session was actually fairly easy. It was a very clean experience. It was very straightforward as well. If you wanted to book your experience, all you had to do is just hit book now, choose the type of game that you actually wanted to play, whether it be Apex Legends or another game that's very popular, from Magic to even Hearthstone. And then from there, you choose what kind of a session, if you wanted to do a team, a one-on-one assessment, or a one-on-one coaching, and then you get to go ahead and pick your coaches. So what's actually really cool is that every single coach has a profile and kind of discuss what their history is, what games they've played, and things of that nature. They also have reviews from people that have actually been coached by them as well, which is pretty cool. Once you pick the game, the type of experience you want, and your coach, all you have to do is just pick a date and a time, and then you're good to go. Honestly, it was really that simple. So I want to talk about the overall experience I had with them. So my particular coach goes by the name of Hag. I'm actually gonna put their full name on the actual screen, but I believe it's pronounced Hagabao. He never really told me, he just said to call him Hag was the easiest way to do it, which also a tip was less syllables for communicating in game. So I guess there's a free tip for you. But my coach's name was Hag, and that's who I got to work with. I was actually really surprised because he's actually done professional coaching and training for real esports teams. He's competed himself before, and he's been doing this for a really long time. Whenever I first signed up, I honestly wasn't sure if I was just gonna get some sweat lord that's been playing for a really long time and has gotten to Predator by themselves for multiple seasons, or if it was gonna be someone that's like actually a coach and actually a teacher. That was one thing I was worried about, because you can take some of the best players in the world, doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna translate to being some of the best coaches or teachers either. So just because there's a skill level there doesn't mean it's gonna translate to be able to tell you how to do it as well, or put it in a way that actually makes sense for you. Now, first thing was first, I was actually really impressed with this again, because he actually sent me an intake form, and with that intake form, I was able to go over what my actual setup is, what kind of style I have as far as like my claw grip or like, you know, mouse grip and stuff like that. So there's a lot of details that we kind of dove into just to understand how this person plays. He even kind of brought that up during the coaching and training session to kind of talk to me about some of like my skills or what I might be facing as far as issues that I might need to drill out or work out due to my setup. But the intake form, again, kind of surprised me, because I was just kind of expecting some sweat lord to come in and say, this is what you're bad at, get better, here's how you do it, and that's it. So we are already off to a good start, to be honest. He then also kind of DM'd me to talk about like what I wanted to focus on, if I wanted to be better as a player, or what exactly I was focusing on. I personally felt like I needed help with target acquisition whenever I'm playing the game, and also with tracking people. So I kind of discussed that and just told him I wanted to be a better player overall with one-on-ones, and we kind of went from there. So once we kind of went back and forth as far as what I was focusing on and stuff like that, and he kind of figured out what sense I was using and things like that, we were basically just all set up for the session to go. Now during the actual session, I actually handed over footage to him prior to show him exactly what I was working with as far as like my skill level and stuff like that, what he might kind of pick up on, what I need to work on. So we actually sat there and reviewed it live on stream. By the way, I will leave a link to that actual stream as well, so in case you guys just want to watch the entire thing. But first thing was first, reviewing the footage. So a couple things we noticed that actually picked off right off the bat was I jump into areas that I shouldn't be doing, or I jump whenever I shouldn't, like in the middle of battle. It was kind of funny because he actually took a clip of where I roasted a Gibby who jumped up in the air and it was easily trackable, and kind of reminded me that, hey, that's gonna be you in the future if you don't stop jumping. So that was a pretty quick thing that he called out on me. I honestly don't know where I got that habit, but it was a funny habit, but it's obviously time to break it. So yeah, that was an interesting piece that he called out right away. But the training was actually very personalized. We watched my footage. We also went into the firing range as well. I told him what I usually do for warm up and stuff like that by activating dummies and working on my recoil patterns and stuff like that. But he actually told me to practice a different way. So we picked up a gun that I wanted to practice, which was the 301, something I want to try and grab consistently. We went through, we tried that out. He tried having it in different meters, making sure I can actually one clip the dummy and stuff like that. So he gave me a new warm-up routine before I even start playing, which was pretty awesome. Because before, all I really did was just blindly open up an aim trainer, play a couple things on that, and then just jump into the firing range and just shoot dummies. This actually gave me more purpose because he told me why we were doing it and why we wanted to grab a clip, because before I wouldn't even use a clip or a barrel. But to help simulate what would be more like in game, he told me to grab a clip and a barrel. So very interesting stuff. While we were personally drilling down into my personal skills, he pointed out that my tracking actually needed a lot more work than I thought. So that's why he actually recommended me even bump up my sense, because I had changed it down. But he said that based on the way I play, it seemed like I probably should be going up. So it was actually really cool because, again, I got a lot of personalized feedback. And I wasn't even expecting that. I was expecting more just generalized information as far as like how to do something, and then just like, this is a warm up you should do. There was a rhyme or reason behind everything that he recommended for me, which was, again, really awesome. I was not expecting that whatsoever. And also, I've never been coached before for a game. So it was a pleasant experience, and it was also a really big surprise to me, to be completely honest. Once we kind of went through some of that, he also tried to help me with my critical thinking. So he actually took clips that he had before, and he kind of walked through scenarios. Why did we do certain things? Why he did certain things that he did? What I would have done in the scenario, and then played it out and saw what actually happened and why he did it that way. He went down as far as showing that I usually waste grenades when grenades should be used to be pushing people out of cover. Again, something I didn't really think about when I was playing, and more just kind of like just lobbed grenades to get damage out. But it helped me a lot to slow down my critical thinking in the moment when it comes to actually fighting people, and start to actually think about why I'm doing the things and communicate that out. There's also a number of things too that he told me about, like whenever I have downtime in a fight or in the middle of a fight, make sure that I reload, shield, and then heal, and the reason why I'm doing that stuff. So it was really cool because, again, he taught me kind of some overall basic tips, but also very unique and personalized tips for me and why I was doing them. I'm the kind of person where I want to know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, just so that way I can actually explain it to others. It's so easy to overlook that stuff, but he was able to pinpoint it right away and just tell me what I was doing wrong, which was a breath of fresh air. And before we wrapped up my session, I actually downloaded Kovacs because he said he would actually build me a personalized playlist to play. And he did. He even did it based off the time that I have. I told him I have 15 minutes probably every other day, or every time I stream, I have 15 minutes to warm up. And he built me a playlist that was within that time frame, which, again, was not expecting that whatsoever. That was really awesome. So I kind of want to dive into like the final thoughts about this and how I felt about the training and if it was really worth it. So I'll be completely honest, this blew me away. I didn't expect this level of expertise, of detail, of just drilling down into my personal needs and my personal focus, as well as just help me kind of get back to basics. Again, like jumping in the middle of a fight, being easily trackable, something that seems so basic I just wasn't understanding and didn't pick up on until he pointed it out. For it to feel that in depth when all I was really expecting was probably some sweaty teenager to just tell me what I was doing wrong and that I suck at the game and I need to get better, was really awesome. And it felt good. It actually felt like this is worth the money, is because I'm personally getting that. I've had friends that watch me, I have people on stream that watch me and they give me feedback, but it was very quick for a Hag to point that stuff out to me. And I actually am starting to focus on that stuff. I literally wrote it down. He even suggested I wrote it down so that way I could go back and revisit it and actually try to get better and keep that in the front of my mind when I'm playing Apex. Thorough in the moment feedback. He noticed whenever I was doing certain things, even during training, and he would just call it out right away. Again, I thought that was really cool that he noticed that and then he was able to pick up on it so quickly. And it was nice to know, what am I doing wrong? Because oftentimes when we feel like we get stuck at a game like that, when it takes a certain skill level and we're not moving up like how we would like, we don't notice what we're doing wrong. And sometimes it's hard for us to see that stuff, right? And even like our friends, it might be hard for our friends to really see what we're doing, or for us to be like, hey, like this is the problem that you have. So again, it was very quick to call that stuff out, but it was also nice knowing that I have a lot of opportunity for me to get better. Probably a better way than saying I suck, but I have a lot of opportunity to get better. And this showed me that. And then honestly, that first session was really amazing. But I actually think I'm probably gonna book a follow-up just to see how I'm actually improving, because with the aim training and then with all the other stuff that I'm trying to like critically think and put into my game, I'd really like to see if it's paying off and to see if my coach can notice, or if there's anything new that I might have developed that is a bad habit or a good habit. So would I actually recommend this service to someone? Honestly, I would. I think for the pricing that they offer, I think it's really competitive. It's nice too because they also offer different levels of service. So they go anywhere from, I believe, Shogun to Legendary. So you can pay anywhere from, I think, as little as like around $15 to as much as $60 for a session, depending on who you want to go through. Hag, the coach that I went with, was actually an expert level, so I believe it was about 40 bucks or around $45 or so at the time of this video to do the session, which again, for everything that I got out of it, I really think it was worth it. I mean, he literally built me a playlist built individually for me. He was able to give me individualized feedback as well as help me kind of remember or bring me back to some basics that I didn't even think about in the beginning. So I would definitely say, yeah, I would recommend it. It's a really cool experience to have, even if you've never done it before. Even if you're looking for some of your own opportunities, it's a quick way to find that out. You can even do a skill assessment as well, which they could probably tell you about that. But overall, I would say I had a really awesome experience with GamerSensei, and I was really, really stoked I actually did it. Also, Hag was phenomenal. I actually loved working with Hag. He was a really great teacher and a coach. He honestly had the spirit of a teacher, which again, even if you take some of the best players in the world with any of the game, it doesn't necessarily mean they have that spirit of a teacher, that they want to coach and train and see people get better. And it's not saying that's a bad thing, but it just means that they do have a lot of skill, but it sometimes doesn't translate to being teachable skills or them having the ability to teach that stuff. Now, try not to go saying that I'm trying to crap on pros and say that they can't teach, because that's not true. You can definitely learn a lot from pros, but to know that you're actually being coached and trained by someone that has had proven time in of coaching and training people is really, really nice. And it really makes it feel like it's worth the value that you actually put into it. So that's pretty much my experience with GamerSensei. It was really awesome. I'll probably schedule a follow-up myself. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are actually gonna go ahead and book your own session, or if you've had an experience with a different company that you really enjoyed. I'd really like to hear you guys' feedback as well. So thank you guys so much again. Thank you so much to Corsair, Pipeline, and also GamerSensei and Hag for giving me that session and that time. It was honestly amazing. I had a lot of fun. I think my stream had a lot of fun watching it as well, or they probably just liked watching me being torn down and told that I have a lot of opportunity because, you know, what is community for other than tearing you down and then building you back up? So thank you guys so much for watching this. I appreciate it. If you guys want to see more videos from me, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Give us a like on this. Really helps me out with the algorithms, and it's absolutely free to do. And I will see you guys in the next video. And let me know if you guys want a follow-up review on this or not. So appreciate it. See you guys in the next one.